You guys see the drip though? Like, you see the hustle though? Like you see it, and you're like, wow, Zoriana, you're so cute and popular. And I'm like, yeah, ladies, don't even pay any mind, leave me alone type shit. Oh fuck no, I'm corny. Anyways, welcome to Zoriana's tutorial, and today I will be teaching you how to draw I'd say it's kind of like French or fancy kind of candlelit dinner. Now you might be like, Zoriana, how do I even get started? Well, let me get you started. I'll help you. Okay, so we're going to pull out our maker pen. But if you don't know how to pull out your maker pen, we're going to click the three little lines button on our Oculus controller. We're going to hit backpack. It should say use or recall. Recall if you already have it out, use if you didn't. So we're going to hit use. But the way you can just pull it out of your back, like how I did, is you click the three little lines button again, go back to the backpack in the same place, and you hit favorite. This will technically unfavorite your camera if you already had it favorited, so it'll make your maker pen the main thing, so you would have to click with your camera. But I mean, if you want to pull out your maker pen quicker, that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna click open palette. Gonna click the magnifying glass, and you might be like, Zoriana, what am I searching up? Well, I will display it on the screen. And oh, I just had a voice crack. Okay, I just had the voice crack. Anyway, sorry, I'm shy. I'm going to display it on the screen right here. And this time I won't forget, because last time was embarrassing. I got a little bit tired. It was getting kind of late. But this time I will display it on the screen. Okay, I think I can stop staring at you now. Anyways, I'm feeling pretty ecstatic because I got my cap and gown, gown. Anyways, what we're gonna, I'm gonna, even though I just displayed on the screen, I'm gonna type it up with you. So here's the eraser. You're going to need 2 erasers, and I'll explain that in just a moment. You're gonna need your art canvas. For me, I'm gonna spawn another one, but don't spawn another one like me. This is just for reference, so I can teach you guys about drawing techniques and stuff. Oh yeah, we're going to need a multicolor marker. This is marker, and it has multicolor, but right now it's going to be blue, so don't get confused. You're also going to need a marker eraser. This is to erase smaller kind of things. This is the marker set, which I'm sure we all know about, but it does have the black marker, which we're going to recolor, but I just think this is unnecessary, and you're just not going to be using the rest of those. So we are going to recolor this marker. And you might be like, Zoriana, how in the world do I recolor my marker? Well, let me teach you how to recolor our marker. So we're going to pull out our maker pen from our back if you have it favorited, or we're going to hit the 3 little lines button, then the backpack, and then click use or recall if you already had it out. So we're going to look at our, I don't know what this is called. We're going to look at our palette. Yeah, we're calling it a palette. I'm not sure if that's right, but hey, and you will see this gray button right here, right under wire in the first column, which will say recolor, and we're gonna hit recolor. It'll show you materials first, but there's no materials with markers, even though that'd be really cool, but not right now. So we're gonna hit colors, and we're gonna hit black. And you're like, Zoriana, why are we coloring with black? Well, me personally, I like to color in black. Let me tell you another method that's very easy for beginners. So we're going to get the same marker. We're going to take our maker pen again and hit clone. Then that makes another marker. But you might be like, Zoriana, why do we have another marker? Hold your horses, I'll tell you now. Let's get our maker pen out again, if you didn't already have it out. Recolor, and we're going to pick a lighter color, like gray or light gray. I've figured out that this helps beginners. So it's kind of like, what is it called? It's kind of like, it's kind of like a practice one when you have the gray one and then you just line it out with the black one. But since not really a beginner anymore, I don't really need the gray one because I'm just confident with the shapes I have. Do not look up my last tutorial on me struggling to draw a hand. Everyone does that, okay? Everyone. I You know what the thing is though? I did it and I didn't quit, okay? And I showed all of you guys how to do it. Anyways, I'm corny. I'm sorry. Back to why we have two erasers. So I'm going to draw something fairly simple. Like let's draw a circle. Yeah. No, what? We're going to make it a donut. Yep, that's totally a donut. That's a donut. We're going to grab our erasers. We notice our two erasers right here, and we're going to grab our maker pen and we are going to click scale. What is scale? Well, if you kind of hover your finger over it, it'll tell you. It changes the size of an object, which is exactly what it does. But Zoriana, why are we doing that in erasers? Well, let me tell you. We're gonna make one eraser significantly smaller. So kind of like that. As you can tell, you can see a size comparison and you know exactly what size to make yours. There we go. That's our size comparison. Now, we're going to use this big marker. Eraser. Whoa, that was a lot of chunk taken off that we didn't really honestly need because there was just one messed up part. And we ended up taking off half of our drawing. But what we're going to do now is we are going to paint put the same little dab right there. And as you can see, it only takes off a little bit, which leaves us now with our thing shape that I just made up, which is literally a banana. There we go. Yep, there's our banana. Yep. Anyways, that's it. So now I'm going to teach you another valuable lesson that I've had to learn because I've done it so many times. We're going to pull out our maker pen from our back or using our menu, and we're going to click freeze. Now, Zoriana, what is freeze? Are we gonna turn our canvas frozen? Says no one ever, but that's fine. Freeze is like when you freeze something in place, it stops it from moving or stops it from being grabbable. In this case, our canvases are currently grabbable when you just spawn them in. Which can resort to you grabbing it and messing up your whole drawing, which is not what you want at all. So we're gonna point our little pointer at it and we're gonna click the back trigger and it says object frozen. It should not say object unfrozen. It needs to say object frozen. So let's keep that in mind. We're gonna start our tutorial and get out of here with that maker pen. So you should have your eraser marker, black marker, or a gray marker. You should have your normal sized eraser, tiny eraser, which we're probably going to use this way more than the big eraser, but hey, we all make mistakes and sometimes big mistakes need big erasers. Okay, so you'll notice it has this little draw me thing that Rec Room has automatically put, or vanilla, Rec Room or vanilla. I don't know if they take offense to me calling them Rec Room. I'm not sure. We're going to call it vanilla now, where vanilla has put this and displayed it. I'd say more of Rec Room though. So let's erase it. We're going to erase that with your eraser. And I will be teaching you how to make a tea set now. So let's pick up our stuff. So all this stuff and all that stuff. Now, let me show you how to make a tea table. So, first things first, it's going to be a pretty big table. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out our maker pen again. I know, I said we're just done, but hey, you need to remember this. This is a valuable thing about art, which when you make a canvas bigger or smaller, it makes the draws that you do look bigger. So actually, let's display that on our dummy canvas. So let's do that now. As you can see, I'm unfreezing it. and I'm gonna make it bigger. And I'm gonna try to create that same banana or quote unquote crescent shape that I used to do, because I used to call it crescent all the time, and then someone was like, "That's a banana," and I was like, "Wow, it's a banana." Here we go. Now you see right here how the line does not look thicker. I'm gonna turn around for you guys. You see how the line does not look thicker right there? Um, yeah, it's when you make the canvas bigger, it makes the art look smaller. I know. You're like, Soriana, doesn't bigger equal bigger? I was like, no. So now we're gonna um scale it back down and we're gonna make it super tiny. Tiny like that. We're gonna get our marker and we're gonna make a cute little heart. Yeah, we're gonna make the same crescent or banana shape, whatever you like to call it. And we're gonna see. I wonder if it's gonna be bigger this time. Now we're gonna turn the canvas back to its original shape. And as we can see, normal, 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 smaller, bigger. So I'll write this on the board for you guys. I'm not sure if that's how you spell normal, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. There we go. Normal equals normal. Is that how you spell normal? I don't care, bro. We got low cortisol. It's art. It's low cortisol art because I'm the art teacher and I got low cortisol. It don't really matter, bro. Don't do all that high cortisol stuff like circuits and stuff, dude. I wonder, like, what people with circuits actually dream about. Like, do they think, like, animation gizmo? No hate to circuits. You guys are honestly amazing, but, like, that's too much. It's too high cortisol for me. Anyways, now, we have on the board right here, bigger equals smaller, normal equals normal, smaller equals bigger. And that is for your marker strokes. So now we can finally begin on our TCAP tutorial for our little princess. We're not gonna draw a princess, but like that was in the last tutorial, so yeah. Let's get started. Let's get started. Okay. Oh, no, not selfie time. Anyways, pick up our marker, and I totally forgot another step. We're gonna make our board smaller. We're gonna do the same thing. Is this frozen? Okay, so we're going to click this and we're going to take out our maker pen button or from your back. We're going to click the canvas and it should already be frozen, so you would click unfrozen. Important not to grab anything. And you'll be like, Zoriana, I have intrusive thoughts. Grab it. Okay, well, it didn't. Oh. See? No, my art's all ruined. No. Yeah, so that's what happens. Anyways, we're going to make our canvas smaller because we're going to be drawing the table. You might be like, Zoriana, is that going to look bad? And possibly. Art does not look good when you're first starting it. That's why you need to watch the tutorial through the whole tutorial. Art's not going to look good until you're kind of like finished. So we're going to draw a big, massive table. I honestly think we should make it smaller than this, to be honest. So we're going to unfreeze it again, scale it down, and we're going to freeze it again so we don't grab it. Okay. You're like, Zoriana, why is this table so massive? Well, when you're doing art, sometimes you need to get a different perspective. So yeah. We're going to unfreeze it now. Click scale. And we're actually, sorry, we should not do that. Let's just do the unsimple stuff and undo. until it returns to the original size. I don't know if that was the original size, but does it really matter? No. We're gonna go into great detail into our tutorial. Let's get started. I'm actually so excited to draw this cute little French style, I don't know if it's French, but candlelight dinner. So we're gonna start with our corner piece because I like to work my way up from the bottom. So we're gonna draw a leaf. And as we all know, leaves have rigid edges. But how do I make it like that without being, I don't know, kind of making it look shaggy and stuff? So this is probably how you draw it. Not very good. But I have my own technique that is called the shaky hand technique. And it's like kind of where you have a shaky hand and you go like that. It makes your edges not smooth anymore. So I can draw a leaf perfectly. See, that is my leaf. Because using my shaky hand technique. And remember, sometimes it doesn't look that good when you fill it all in. Sometimes the detail is imperfect. And I love imperfect. That is art. Art is never going to be perfect, so don't judge yourself if it's not perfect. Your art is great. So let's start. We're going to do that. And yeah, we're going to go down, kind of like stairs. Think about it as stairs. You know how you do stairs like that? Yeah, we're going to do it, but with our shaky hand technique. And then we're just going to go up, which kind of like at a curved. And I sincerely apologize if you are not able to follow with my tutorial because it is very hard to explain shapes that do not exist. So I'm going to try my hardest to explain the shapes and you know, try to capture the shape that is to create. So let's go. Right here we're going to make a rose petal, but that's going to be soon. We're going to make a line through our leaf, a perfectly line, or at the angle that your leaf is going at. And then remember, leaves have lines, kind of like a branch or a tree, you know? Now we're going to get started on our rose, and we're going to draw an oval, a half of an oval. See what I mean by like half an oval, or maybe like cut in half of a circle, perhaps. Now we're going to draw another flower, which is going to be like this. Then we're gonna turn it into a dull round edge. We're gonna go back, we're gonna go up with an arch. Then we're gonna go back down with another arch. Then I'm gonna draw like kind of like a little dome. Then another dome. Then we're gonna draw a little flap. So we're gonna draw it like this. Make a little cut right there. Have at the edge of the drawing. We're going to turn it back from the other edge of the drawing and make it skinnier as we go. So kind of like that. Now we're going to draw a little rose petal that's going to be in the shape of kind of like a rectangle. And we're going to draw another dome, which is going to be a circle, just cut down a little bit. So yeah. And we're going to draw our rose petal, which is going down. And then, yeah. So then after that, we're going to draw another rose petal, which is going to be a rectangle, long ways, and then our circle. And we're going to go back down. And we're going to draw that. And then we're going to draw, I'd say a curve. Then we're going to go from the curve points. And we're going to meet up this thing right here. So kind of like a rainbow shape if you have such a imagination like I do. You know how rainbows are kind of like bent. Yeah, we're gonna call that rainbows because you know what? We're all about unicorns and rainbows around here, so it doesn't even matter. Unicorns and rainbows, guys. Okay, we're gonna draw a thicker line right here. And we're gonna draw our rose petal right here. Now we're gonna draw another circle and a tinier circle right there. And we're gonna make some more flaps kind of like this. Like our rainbow shape, remember our rainbow? Yeah, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. And we're gonna make a rosebud a little bit bigger. Now that I realize that like we need to make it kind of a little bigger. And you might be like, wow, Zoriana, that kind of looks like a rose. And I'm like, whoa, you're genius. Now we're gonna draw another leaf, but just this way. So let's draw our other leaf. Remember our shaky lines, and we're gonna draw half of an oval. We're gonna make it have a peak right there because leaves are sharp at the end, or sometimes they're dull, doesn't really matter. Shaky hand technique, close it back, and we're gonna, from the point, we're gonna make a line through the leaf. And we're gonna make our leaf branch out. And we're gonna draw another one. Anyways, we're gonna draw another one with our shaky hand technique, half of an oval. Remember, this one's gonna be a little bigger, and shaky hand technique, half of an oval, and then it has a point at the end. Okay, here's our leaf, line through the middle, then lines, 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 and more lines. Now, let's let me think. Actually, let me explain the middle concept. So usually you wouldn't add 3 circles in our flower, but let me tell you why I put 3 circles. It's to give that kind of effect of like it going deeper and deeper. You know, when you're doing something like that, you want to go big, smaller, and then smallest. Okay, now we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna do that, a leaf right there, and then we're gonna go with an oval shape first, or around, then we're gonna curve it into a point. We're gonna make this a curve point too, and then connect it to our point right there. Can't forget the little lines and the line through the middle. Now we're gonna make it look like it was in a glass, so we're gonna do a cylinder, and then we're gonna, I didn't mean to do it that long, sorry. And we're not gonna do it that far. So we're gonna do a little cylinder shape because it's in a glass, it's in a vase. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna make it like a round shape to give it that clean finishing edge. Let's do that. And then we're gonna give it like a little line in the base of it to show how the glass makers probably made it, which just is to show that the water stops about right there. Now we're gonna draw our sticks, and they could just be any sticks, you know, just draw them randomly. It's a rose, who cares? We can make them thicker, or we can just keep them skinnier. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna make them thicker. Now we have our rose glass. Wow! I'm actually gonna draw a little circle around it. Make sure your circle isn't perfect, you know, like a straight circle. There we go. Now we have our beautiful rose glass. Isn't that pretty? Wow, Zoriana, that's so pretty. Yeah, I know. I'm losing it. I know, I'm losing it. Anyways, here we go. We're gonna draw another rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. Then we're gonna draw let's do it with our wavy hand technique. This is the wavy hand. Wavy hands could look like this, could look like this, could look like this. So we're gonna do this one right here at the end. So let's do it. Kind of like a wave. And yeah, you might be like, Zoriana, why aren't we filling that up? Well, let me tell you, we're gonna be making our teacup, which is the first part of our candlelit dinner / teacup party. French. I don't know. So let's get started. We're gonna do our circle in the middle. We're gonna do our little round shape. And we're gonna do our teacup shape. Our another teacup shape. See, it's kind of like a U, like a very big U, like that. Now we're gonna close the rim like this with our waving hand technique. Then we're gonna do another circle around the rim with our waving hand technique, of course. Teacups need to be elegant and small. Okay. Now you might be like, Joriana, that doesn't quite match. Okay, let's erase the sides and make it match the top by making it kind of like an hourglass shape. So like it kind of just goes up like that. It's not going to be perfect because this is a beginner's tutorial, but hey, I'll teach you anyways. I'll try my best abilities. So we're going to do a circle down here to show the T, and then we're going to do a smaller circle right there. Then we're going to do our handles. We're going to do a heart shape. And we're going to go back up to there, making our handle. So, Zoriana, you didn't really explain how to do that handle. I know. So, okay, I'll make another one. We're gonna go, we're gonna make a little bud right here. Then we're gonna go up with our rainbow shape, curl it into a curl, make it meet the bottom of the cup, and then we're gonna go back up as a curve, you like kind of outlining the shape that we just made, just a little bit smaller, giving that effect. Okay, now we're gonna go back around with our little teacup cup, and try to remember our little wavy shape. Now, I noticed that I messed up right here, and that's why we have our extremely tiny eraser, and we're gonna just kind of like match it up. We will come back for details, so you might be like, Zoriana, this is kind of trash. I know, I know. It's okay. Here we go. Ta-da! Okay, now we're gonna draw another rose vase, and you might be like, Zoriana, we just got done with that. I know, but roses are pretty, and you should never give a girl one rose because that means you're only gonna love her one time. So I say you give a girl 1,000 roses. It means you'll love her 1,000 years, right? You didn't need that explanation, but be happy, guys. We got low cortisol. It's gonna be a pretty long video. I don't think it'll be that long, but no video is that long until it's like 2 hours long. Then I'm like, dang. Remember, guys, always stay humble. Stay humble no matter what. That's what I do. So we're just gonna recopy this shape at the bottom, which is like half a cylinder. Then we're gonna go back up again. We're gonna make this curve shape, another curve shape. Here we go. Look at that. It's giving us like a water effect. So we did like an oval right here, a straight line, and then a rainbow shape. Which remember, this is our rainbow. Okay, don't that was a bad picture, anyways. Remember our rainbow shape like that. That's our rainbow shape. So now we're gonna do the leaves through the glass. And remember our shaky hand technique, oval, meet in the middle, lines. Now we're gonna do our flower. So let's start by doing let's do an oval shape right there, but it's only gonna be half of an oval. Now we're gonna do our rose petal thing. So I just kind of made a wavy line. Now we're gonna shrink it back like that. We're gonna make a circle, and then we're gonna go down, narrow it out a little bit. So we're gonna make another bud and narrow it out. Then we're gonna make a straight line. There we go. Now we're gonna make a slash, and slash would be like this. So that's gonna be our slash. We're gonna make our slash right there. And yeah, we're gonna make our line. Really, Soriana, this kind of looks trash. This doesn't look like a leaf at all. I mean, a rose at all. Please hold your horses. Just wait. It's not gonna look good at the start. So let's start with our rainbow shape. Remember, a rainbow. And we're gonna do a flat edge with our rose petal effect. So we're gonna go narrow it, and yeah, there it goes. Now we're gonna tie this together with a big line. I would like it to be wavy, but it's fine. We're gonna do a triangle right here, and then we're gonna take the edge of our triangle or the end of our triangle, and we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna do our circle, and then we're gonna go down, and our triangle, and there we go. Now in the middle, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do a cylinder shape. Make sure to make that circle in the middle, and we're gonna go down. You'd be like, wow, Zoriana, I actually trusted the process, and you're doing pretty good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank ya. Please stop. I'm actually so corny. Please don't, don't remind me of that moment. That was corny. Anyways, now we have our vase. But honestly, I kind of want to draw another leaf, because, you'll never have enough leaves on a flower. Okay. Now, we're going to draw the leaf. Draw another leaf. Draw another one. Right next to it, kind of like a cat shape, so our cat ears. Kind of looks more like Guppy, but whatever. So we're going to draw our oval triangle, then we're going to go back down, so it's going to be like a triangle shape, and go back and make another one. So then we're going to clip it right there and make a full leaf shape. We're going to take it through the middle, make our lines. Lines should always be going up. Do not have them going down. Like that. Now, yeah, look at that. Now we're going to draw our sticks at the bottom because they are roses. Doesn't matter if they're thick or skinny, who cares? They're roses. The fact is that you got them in the first place. Look at that. Now, I'm going to draw another leaf on top. So we're going to draw it different way. Rainbow, and then leaf. Leaf going up, make it stems going up. Don't forget our pointer. We're going to draw another one attached to that, which is an oval with a point. Then we're going to do that. Look at that. Hooray. We might have to make the table smaller, because honestly, that would be a pretty big drawing. Okay, so now we're gonna go back up, and I think I'm actually going to erase this, because we don't need a boundary, I guess. Because I'm kind of going past the boundary now, or I mean, not even close to it. So we're gonna go up with our straight line. That's our straight line, yep. And then we're going to draw our line shape. There we go. We're gonna go back up. We're gonna draw our circle. That's our circle. And then we're gonna go, you're just gonna have to follow me. We're gonna go in the middle, then we're gonna go back up, make another half circle shape, then go up again. Then we're gonna go up like a roller coaster, go back down, kind of mimicking that shape and giving the effect like I said. I'm gonna make that again. We're probably gonna have to fix that. Let's just fix it right now. It's best to fix art while you're doing it rather than later. So let's do that. And then I'm gonna go back up, and we're gonna make a disc, which is like that. It's like an oval, circle kind of shape. So we're gonna draw something like this, which is kind of imagine like a cup. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. We're gonna draw another disc. This way it can be like even and stuff. It's not gonna be even. Art's not ever even. It's hard to make stuff even and symmetrical. But hey, here we go. Then we're gonna draw a cylinder back up. And then we're gonna close it right there. We're gonna draw another one. We're gonna draw it like this. Have a disc like the last one. Look at that. Then we're gonna draw a little cup. Make it go up a little bit more. Then we're gonna draw our disc. Can't forget our disc. And here we go. There we go. Now you can see we have a little candle holder. I kind of want to do the beginning right here because it's better to fix it. I'm gonna be like, that candle holder's uneven the whole tutorial. Okay, so now we have our candle holder. You know what? For the funsies, let's just draw a little wick. Would it hurt? No, not really. There we go. We drew a little wick. Kind of draw it in a shape of a leaf to draw that. Okay. Now we're gonna go back down here, give it some more detail, give it our crescent and banana shape. Then we're going to take this right here and go across the board. Look at that. Now we're gonna draw that line is bothering me. I'm sure it's bothering you guys too. Go back to our teacup, use our eraser gently, and erase lines that we don't like. There we go. Perfect. Now let's draw our plate for our secret special food. We're going to draw it slightly above our teacup, probably almost touching even. So we're going to draw a rainbow shape. Rainbow shape again. We're going to draw a little bud at the top. Then we're going to draw another one. And then a curve shape. Another curve shape right there. Give it that effect. Then we're going to draw a shape, smaller shape. Then we're going to draw half of a circle. And then give it a little bud right there. And we're going to barge in with this huge, massive half of a circle. And we're going to go back into place like that. And honestly, in the middle, just kind of draw whatever may look nice. So if you don't know what that may be, just copy me. Follow the lines that I made. I made them on purpose so they would all match up. And down here, you're going to want to draw a circle shape, like a spiral, and another spiral. And yeah, look at that. We got ourselves an elegant plate. Now, let's start with the rim of the plate. That's some food or dessert is going to go on. You gotta stay tuned for that. Okay, I'll kind of make the video a little exciting. And as you can see, it is touching our beautiful teacup. So now we're gonna go on the bottom, make the rim a little bit thicker, and we're gonna make a plate bottom. How do you make a plate bottom, Zoriana? Well, I'll show you. Let's go down. Then we're gonna kind of make half of a circle. So which would be like that. And there's our plate. You see it? Isn't it nice? We're gonna go on this other side, do the same thing. And look at that. Might not look the best, but hey, it's something. Something's better than nothing, guys. Don't worry about it. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So let's go. We're gonna do the rainbow. Another rainbow thing, but it's gonna look more like a rainbow. And then we're gonna go up with our straight line. Then we're gonna do we're gonna branch out like a leaf and then a little oval kind of shape. We're gonna do a pearl right here. Then we're gonna go from the bottom, do our little rainbow shape again, make it like a curl, and then we're gonna fold it back in there. And ta-da! There it is. They're kind of not even though, so let's fix that. Let's do it again. We're gonna outline the previous shapes that we had. So leaf shape, and we're gonna make a tip on top, and then yeah, let's do that. So now we are going to draw our macaroons. Oh, I just kind of revealed them, didn't I? That's no fun. But hey, now you know that they're macaroons. I bet you've never drawn a macaroon before. Actually, I've drawn a macaroons a bunch of times. I used to draw desserts. Did you know that my first fairy drawing, I'm sorry. My first fairy drawing was a macaroon. Anyways, back to the tutorial. We're gonna draw our macaroons. They're in a circle shape, but no macaroon is perfect, so you're gonna draw them with shaky hands. There we go. We're gonna go with that again, and then we're gonna make a bigger shape right here. There we go. It's not gonna look the best, but it's better than nothing. We're gonna make our rainbow shape, and we're gonna curl it back into the tip of the last maroon, and then we're gonna make jagged, very jagged, ridgy edges, and we're gonna make them super skinny. Then put our circle of our macaroon, and don't forget to tie it all up in together. So at the end, they should always connect. That's how I remember macaroons. Now, then we're gonna draw it in another circle at the top. Give it kind of edges like a ice cream scoop. Then we are going to make the little dome again. And there we go. We have our macarons. The plate is kind of bothering me, so let's just fix that. And there we go. Okay. That's not fixed. Hold on. There we go. Now we have our little macaroon plate. What now, Zoriana? We'll draw the thing that usually covers the food in fancy restaurants. So let's go. We're gonna draw a circle shape. Circle. Circle shape. Then we're gonna draw a dome, like a big dome. We all know what domes look like, and they usually look like this. And we're gonna draw a circle. Cool. We're gonna go up like an hourglass or a martini glass. And we're gonna go half of a circle, go up, and then another half of a circle. Then we're gonna do some art in the middle, like a rainbow shape, and then a circle right there. Then look at that. We're going to make our little plate right there. And yeah, look at that. Now we're gonna draw the rest of their stuff, which is our little teacup. Well, I wouldn't say teacup actually. We're done drawing teacups. No more teacups. Well, there's gonna be more, but not right now. We're gonna draw a candle because it can't be a candlelit dinner without a candle, can it? So let's do it. Our circle and up and our little flame. Then we're gonna draw our little teacup thing. I mean, it's gonna look like a teacup because it's gonna be a candle teacup. Then we're gonna draw the bottom, which is gonna be a cylinder. Yep. Then we're gonna draw our little teacup holder thing. So it's going to be a oval. Yeah, an oval. And we're gonna go back down, make it actually smaller than the rim. We're gonna do our little U shape, which is a upside down dome in this case. We're gonna put it on a little plate actually. Just a little plate. And then we're gonna draw a little teacup handle, but nothing too crazy. We're gonna do some tea in it. Yeah, nothing too crazy. It's not gonna be that high detail because it's like one of our background kind of things. Because our main attention is really the stuff in the front, not the stuff in the back. Anyways, we're gonna go up with our rainbow shape, and we're gonna go up some more and up even more. Then we're going to draw our curve. Then that, draw our rims. Then after that, it's like kind of like a little jar. This is where our tea flakes are gonna be because they're tea and they have to have flakes in order to make tea. So we're gonna draw on a spear and we're gonna go down. Sorry if I did not explain that shape so well, but it should be kind of self-explanatory if you are trying to recreate it. So let's make another circle on top, like that. I didn't mean to make it like that. It's supposed to be a lot smaller. Let's erase that. I'm so sorry. Let's draw another circle on top. Now, we're going to draw a little art thing right here, which we're going to draw half of a circle, a little circle at the bottom. Then we're going to draw another shaky or wavy circle at the top with another circle. And we're going to write T on it. I know. Zoriana, why did you do 2 cursive letters and 1 lowercase? Because we have low cortisol. Sorry. Anyways, we're going to draw our most important part about our tea set, which is, of course, the teapot. Now you might be like, Zoriana, I'm scared. I don't know how to draw a teapot. Don't worry. This part I will make super simple. Okay. So we're going to draw a circle at the top that's a little bit stretched out like that. Actually, I think I'm going to draw it a little bit closer to the tea leaves. So we're going to make the circle almost touch the tea leaf so I know where to guide you. Here we go. You see the circle kind of pointing but towards the tea. Then we're going to take the edge, do a curved line. Then we're going to do a rainbow back into it. Do it like that. So it's kind of going to look a little bit weird. Then we take the end of the teacup and do it like that. We're going to make a kind of little pumpkin shape. So our pumpkin shape is kind of going to look like that. But we're not going to draw that right now. We're just going to do it slowly. So now we're going to do the rim, which is the rim of the teapot. It's kind of going to look like this. It's probably not going to be that shape when we're done, but who cares, really? We can just erase. That's what we have our small eraser, marker eraser, and normal eraser for. So I'm going to guide you right here. And we're going to make a dome piece. And we're going to tie it back into the other part. Now we're going to make some design on it. More design. And we're going to make, those are called what I call bunny hops, if you were here on my last one. So bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop. Bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop. Bunny hop, bunny hop, bunny hop. Line. Look at that. It almost kind of looks like a teacup. Because it is. Whoa, who said that? Anyways, let's do it. And here it is. There we go. Let's see what my recording is at. Okay, 49 minutes, which sucks because we're not done yet at all. Kind of. We're not really done. So I hate to make you guys like watch through this whole video, but art is a really long process, and especially when you're explaining it. So now we're gonna draw Another teacup. Sorry, I need to stretch. I hope you guys don't mind. My back does get a little bit tired. So let's do it. Let's draw another teacup, and it should be touching our macaroons like the other one. So we're gonna draw another flower petal, our rim, which is a circle. Then we're gonna draw the bottom of it, which should be like something like that, kind of like a smiley face. Then we're gonna draw another cup on top, kind of like that. Then we're gonna draw another rim, another one, and then teacup at the bottom. Another circle to give it that effect that there is something indeed in the teacup. So we're gonna draw our handle, which is usually a C shape, kind of like a heart. If you make a heart with your hands, you'll realize it's kind of like a shape of a teacup. So use that for reference if you must. We're gonna tie it back into here, and we're gonna give it some detail. Give it some detail, however how you like it. I like mine with a little spiral in the middle. We're gonna make a little spiral in the middle because we have low cortisol, guys. Okay, now look at that. We we almost have our um thing done. First things first, though, we have to draw the table again because we did get rid of the line. So let's just draw the table. It's fine. For you, I would recommend how to make to make this smaller, but that's fine. To make it, yeah, make the canvas smaller. So actually, let's do that. Let's unfreeze it, using our Mickey pen, and it has been some minutes. So I'm gonna teach you how to do it again. Three little lines button, backpack, use the backpack. It should say use or recall. Now let's click scale. Scale it down, raise it. Be extra careful with this, because smaller equals bigger. So it's very easy to mess up something. So we're gonna take the edge of our teapot doesn't have a handle. Sorry, we're gonna take the edge of our teapot, make it a kind of circle shape. It doesn't have to be completely a circle. Nothing is going to be perfect because we are beginners, and even if I was a pro, I'd still say nothing is ever gonna be perfect. So let's do it. I'm gonna draw another one, another shape, and look at that, our beautiful table. And we're gonna click undo freeze, undo freeze, undo until it's the original size again. Now, I kind of realized that our teapot doesn't have a handle, and our teapot needs a handle because no one's gonna be like full gripping on a teapot. It's probably gonna be really hot. So let's do it. Let's give our teapot some design. We're gonna make two tiny straight lines, then make a spiral or a curve. We're gonna go back down here. It's kind of gonna look like a heart. And we're gonna go back up, mimicking the shape that we just made, and then make it have a point at the end like a leaf. And there we go. Now we're still not done. So Rihanna, what else do we have to do? Well, we're gonna do some more, honestly. So let's go. And yeah, we're going to make a pillow. And it's gonna be with our wavy hand technique, of course. Make some obvious dips in it. Yeah, and there it is. There's our pillow. Honestly, I think I'm gonna cut the drawing in half. Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, now we're gonna make it have some depth by giving it some stuff like that, like some another wavy lines. And we're probably gonna make it more chubbier on the edges so people know it's a pillow. Okay, and then let's we're gonna do the top part, which is like, we're gonna draw little lines to make it look more real. just by making little U shapes and lines at the end of it because we're trying to make an effect that is kind of like wrinkled because it is a pillow after all, and no pillows are straight. So now we're gonna make the bottom shapes. Look at that. I think I made it too square. Kind of doesn't look like a pillow anymore. Here it is. Ta-da! Now we're going to draw kind of like a chair, you know? So the chair, that's gonna be our chair pillow. Which honestly, I actually have an idea now. Let's get our tiny eraser and erase that part. We're gonna draw a wavy line. I mean wavy lines. Then we're gonna do the pillow like that, kind of like a dome. Now that looks way more like a pillow. Okay. Now we're gonna draw our beautiful chair, which the pillow's gonna be bigger than the chair, so don't panic and be like, Zoriana, the pillow's bigger than the chair. What are we gonna do? So we're gonna draw like a little dollop of cream. So it's a curve right here, shaky line going up, shaky line going down, and then another curve. And we're gonna draw it again. We're gonna draw another rainbow. It's kind of like a dome now, so let's draw a dome. And we're gonna take our little imperfect lines and go through the middle. I'm gonna try to draw some lines, but hey, don't try to make them perfect, because sometimes things look prettier when they're not perfect. Yep. Shakespeare's in the house, and it's me. Anyway, sorry. Let's let's finish that. Make it into a real dollop of cream. And then we're gonna have our little curves. And there we go. Now, you might be like, Ariana, that chair looks like. And you might be right. It does. So let's add some more detail into it. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit tired, guys. It's fine. Art is determination, even when you're tired. So let's do that. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now, honestly, I think we're just like kind of done now. I mean, yeah, I think we're kind of done, really. This is all we really need. I was gonna draw more. Let me see the time. Oh no. Okay, we're not gonna draw background scenery, but hey, this is like pretty enough, really. Let's do some shading. So I do dot shading because we do draw in black and white, so we're just not gonna draw like a thick line like that. This is what I call dot shading. It's like a flick of a wrist. We're going up, down. Your dot should never look like this, unless you're trying to hard shade. And your dots should probably look like this. Okay, so we're gonna start from our roses, and you only shade the edges really. So follow what I do. You know, there's not really much to explain right here. Look at that. Look at that shading. It makes it look way more realistic, I'm telling you. So let's do it on the other, let's do it on the other one. There we go. Now let's do the edge of our teacup. Now, the part that I've been wanting to do, we're gonna make this thicker. And we're gonna make another line. Look at that. I love that. Now, the thing that's been bugging me, I want to do some design on this plate, because most teapot plates have designs. So let's do it. Follow me, rainbow. Gonna go back down, swirl. Then we're gonna make another one. Wavy line. There we go. We're gonna do this arrow kind of thing with, I think a cute little flower. So we're just gonna make circles in the middle. And then, yeah, we're gonna drag it out. And look at that. Has a little design on it. Now let's do the edge of our macaroons with the shading. Now let's do the round edges. Now we're gonna do it on the teacup. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. French kiss. See what I did? French kiss, French scenery. No? Oh, okay. It's fine. It's fine. No, 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 no. It's fine. It's fine. I just thought like the joke would land, but like it didn't land, so like I'm corny. I know. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Look at that. We're gonna give it, since it's glass, we're gonna give it a little glass effect. So we're gonna do a line through the middle, like kind of like that. To make sure the lines don't touch, we're gonna make the line at the bigger. The line at the bottom bigger. And yeah, look at that. Now we're gonna go to the candlestick, and we're gonna do the same thing. There we go. We kind of have the shadows facing up because it is an up perspective. On the candle, I'm gonna draw some little wax drizzle because candles do melt. That's what they do. They melt. There we go. And look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna do the edge the same way. And there we go. Now we're gonna do our other things. shade it. We never shade in the middle, kinda, unless it's like a glass effect, really, because it just doesn't really like make sense. Because when you look at an object, there's usually shading on the sides and not the middle. So now let's do the teapot. We're gonna do the middle part right here. Look at that. And it kind of like has a effect that it looks kind of like deeper than it really is. This is gonna make it look like it has a round effect on it. Look at that. Now, since this is our plate, we're gonna have to make it a little bit darker on the bottom because it is a massive teapot. Now that you can see clearly that that looks better. Now we're gonna shade our teapot handle. Try not to get in the middle like me. But if you do, mistakes make art look perfect, honestly. Let's do the plate now. I can't believe I forgot about the plate. And yeah, hopefully I'm not spending too much time. It's okay. It's only been an hour, which that's not bad at all. I think 2 hours for a tutorial is too long, really. Okay. I was gonna continue, but I think this looks good just how it is. So I'm gonna put my signature on it because I think I want to hang this up in my classroom. Okay. Um, I will draw a before and after. You might be like, Zoriana, you just fucking did that. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I should have did it in the beginning, but I was so excited about our tutorial, so please excuse me. So, this is probably what some people would draw, kind of like a table, little teacup that looks just like this. Maybe have some tea in it. I don't know. Maybe you're like that. Little candle that looks like that, and some roses, and a chair that probably looks like this. But instead of that, we turn it into this. So I'm gonna prop our camera up. So and I will show my creation or my creation of a tutorial. Honestly, it's like the thing about art is that when you're done with tutorials like this, you kind of have to go along with the tutorial. You don't really have any plan because that would be 2 hours spending on one drawing, so you just kind of draw it as you go. So I know that my tutorials might be not the best, but please remember that I'm drawing this for the first time as well. This isn't my second time. No, it's not like circuits or building. It's I have to draw this the very first time. So first time for you, first time for me. So please have me have me at your mercy. This is um our French teacup tea party candlelight dinner with furniture. So I really hoped you enjoyed this tutorial. Honestly, it wasn't as fun as the princess one. Would have been nicer if we could add a princess. But you know me, I'm always ready to add a princess. Who cares? Okay, so this is Zoriana's tutorial. I'm so happy today that I got my cap and gown. I look so fabulous in it, don't I? I know. Anyways, thank you for watching my tutorial. Okay, bye.